What's good, R&B squad? This is Heart of Ruth. I trust that this message meets you guys in good spirits. If you're new here, welcome. We don't believe that you're here by accident. We're happy to have you, and Jesus is even happier. This is going to be a very deep word, and I'm going to go ahead and say who it is for. Even though I do that, I would advise you guys to pause the message and say a short prayer, ask the Lord for clarity, make sure that this really is for you, okay? This is deep. Who it is for, it's for people whom the Lord has been telling you that He has something for you. He's made a promise for you. He's promised you a position, or He's promised you a move, or He's promised you that you and a particular person are going to come into union. And thus far, you've been experiencing all of these difficulties, and 99.9% of your difficulties have come from outside interference. So if this is for you, you'll know that this is for you. Okay? Again, eat the meat, spit out the bone. If it's not for you, don't attach yourself to it. All right? I had this dream, and in the dream, there was this man and this woman. They were living in this house together. It was a very peaceful atmosphere in the house. And then this other woman, whom I came to understand in the dream as being the former owner of the property, she just showed up and she started doing these inspections. And she had this air of authority about her, as if she had the right to be there and do these inspections of this house that was no longer her property. Okay? And the thing about the man and the woman is that they started hiding. They were having this beautiful moment. They were enjoying themselves before she arrived. And as soon as she arrived, they just started looking for a place to hide from this woman. And they were basically hiding in a property that was theirs from this woman who was the former owner of the property. Okay? And when I woke up from the dream, the Lord gave me several scriptures to help me understand what He was trying to say. The first thing He said to me before He led me to the scriptures is that this man and this woman that you saw, they are free. I have set them free. And then He led me to the scriptures, and I'm going to read those scriptures for you guys now. The first one is Daniel chapter 5, verse 28, and it reads, Parson means divided. Your kingdom has been divided and given to the Medes and the Persians. For somebody, the Lord is saying that those persons occupying a position, those persons who think that they rule with an iron fist and that they cannot be removed, the Lord is getting ready to remove them. That is what that particular scripture verse means, okay? Then He took me to Revelation chapter 9, verses 10 to 11. They had tails like scorpions with stingers. With their tails, they had power to harm people for 5 months. They had as their king the angel of the abyss, whose name in Hebrew is Abaddon and in Greek Apollyon. And that basically means destruction. The same thing as Daniel chapter 5, verse 28. The Lord is saying that because they are in that spot that they're not supposed to be in, because that thing is occupying a place that it's not supposed to be in, He is about to destroy it. He's about to get rid of it. He's about to destroy this satanic empire that they think they're setting up. Okay? And then He took me to Exodus chapter 3, verses 7 to 9, and it reads, The Lord said, I have indeed seen the misery of my people in Egypt. I have heard them crying out because of their slave drivers, and I am concerned about their suffering. So I have come down to rescue them from the hand of the Egyptians and to bring them up out of that land into a good and spacious land, a land flowing with milk and honey, the home of the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Amorites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites. And now the cry of the Israelites has reached me, and I have seen the way the Egyptians are oppressing them. Well, let me break that down for you guys. Some of these people and things that are occupying the positions that you're supposed to be in, just like the Amorites and the Hittites and the Perizzites and all the other ites, they were in the promised land first. But you know what? The Lord is not concerned about who was there first. He's concerned about how they got there. If He didn't put them there, if He didn't send them into that territory, if He has said that that territory belongs to somebody else, it belongs to you, it doesn't matter who got there first. They didn't get there the right way in the first place. Okay? So the Lord is saying, once again, He is getting ready to remove them. A lot of these people who are in these positions that you're supposed to occupy, these people who are blocking you out of your positions, they're not even doing the right thing in that position. They're not even operating from a holy place in that position. Just like the Amorites and the Jebusites and all the other ites, okay? They were in the promised land and they were worshiping false gods on God's good land, okay? God was the one prospering that land, and they were disrespectful enough to worship false gods on His land. So He was getting ready to root them up, to get them out of there, and give the land to people who feared Him. And it is the same thing that He's going to do for you. These people who are occupying these positions, they don't appreciate the position that they are in because they didn't get it the right way in the first place. The Lord is getting ready to move them out of there and put you in that position because He knows your heart and He knows you deserve it. All right? And then finally, He took me to Revelation chapter 21, verse 2, and it reads, I saw the holy city, the new Jerusalem, coming down out of heaven from God, prepared as a bride, beautifully dressed for her husband. All right? The Lord is saying to someone that things have come to a head. Things have come to a peak or a pinnacle. And it's about to happen His way or the highway. It can't happen any other way but the way He ordained it to happen at this point because it's at its peak. All right? The other thing that the Lord said to me very early in the morning yesterday was that He is about to make a very public declaration of His intentions toward you for whoever this word is for. Okay? And He spoke to me about a land. I was shown a piece of land. It was a piece of land and it was enclosed. Okay? And before that, there were all kinds of livestock and other people that were just coming in on that land, and they were just walking in on the land however they wanted to, as often as they wanted to. And then He showed me the land. The same plot of land was enclosed. And He led me to look up what an enclosed piece of land is. And this is what I found, right? Most of the medieval common land of England was lost due to enclosure. In English social and economic history, enclosure was the process that ended traditional rights on common land formerly held in the open field system. Once enclosed, these land uses were restricted to the owner, and the land ceased to be for the use of commoners. The Lord is saying that this promised land that other people are walking all over and trying to keep you out, He said He's about to fence that promised land. Not every old livestock, not any old person is going to be able to walk on that land anymore because He has declared it enclosed and it is yours. It is now private property. Where before it was open to just anybody walking in, it is now private property. For some of you, the Lord is saying that there are people occupying your spot. It's as plain and as simple as that. For some of you, it's a job. It's a position that you're supposed to receive. For some of you, it is your kingdom spouse. There are people still trying to hold on to your kingdom spouse, like exes, counterfeits. There are family members still trying to get in the way of your union coming together. There are people still talking in your ear and your spouse's ear to dissuade the two of you from coming together. Satan himself is trying to interfere to prevent you guys from coming together. Okay? The Lord is saying that at this time, enough is enough. He is saying that those people, He's already spoken to them. He has already warned them and told them that they're in the spot that you're supposed to be in and that they need to move. He tried to be polite. He tried to tell them, you know what? Go on now, shoo. I've got work for my child to do in this spot. But they didn't want to hear that. They were stubborn in the face of His correction. They did not want to hear that they weren't supposed to be in that spot. So the Lord is getting ready to forcefully remove them. Even as He forcefully removed King Belteshazzar from his kingdom, He is going to forcefully remove these people who are standing in your position, who are trying to obtain what the Lord has already said is yours. Okay? The Lord is saying He's going to give you an opportunity to reintroduce yourself because these people are playing with you. They're trying to play with you. They do not realize that this thing is serious, that you have the Lord fighting for this thing on your behalf. You're not fighting for it in your own strength. And a lot of them have been there for so long that they think that nothing and no one can remove them. The Lord is about to show them that He can and will. I hope that this message blessed someone, and I will be back with another word as soon as the Lord releases me. Take care.